What is up, J-Bros family? I'm going to bring you this little video today of all things Sentinel Tube. Alright, so this is our new Sentinel Tube right here. You ask me, a tube is a tube is a tube is a tube. Well, I wanted to do a little something different with the tubes. So I started messing around with the design. The legs are all pre-molded. The eyes up here, you have some ribs on the side. These will produce micro bubbles when you're fishing them. But also I want to talk about not only how we changed the design of the tube, but we're going to be going inside and I'll show you what it looks like in the tank, because usually a tube will lay flat like this in the water. Our legs will actually stay up in the water and float for you. Also, I'll show you how to use the Phantom tube hook from Owner. And I mean, I don't know if you use a EWG hook or an offset all-purpose bait hook from Owner, but either one works really well. There's also other tube hooks out there, but I've got some already pre-rigged here. These are revision ones. You can see this is laid into some chartreuse somewhere and kind of dyed over, but you'll see it just on a plain old jig head. Basically stuff the jig head in the bottom of the tube, poke your eye through, tie your line on right there. But I'm also going to show you a trick on a Carolina rig that, or on a Texas rig, where you can move your weight up and down, that may come in handy for you one day. But right there is just the regular old jig head, 1/4 ounce. It's the way I fish them in Lake Erie, just bouncing them across the bottom. Second way you can rig it, Texas rig. Just a simple old Texas rig here. Now, if you didn't want to pin your weight down, you could actually move your weight up your line a little bit, and this could float right here. A lot of people, like for punching and all, like to take that weight and put it right down on top of the bait's head, so when it's going through the weeds, it just penetrates a lot better. But that's just a normal Texas rig. Also, I've been thinking about this. A lot of people have been taking their skirts and stuff off of their chatterbaits. So why not take your tube and let's see what this thing looks like on a chatterbait. Put the head all the way up in there. Now what you're going to have to do, since our tube is somewhat a little longer, is just kind of stuff it on there. But a lot of people have been doing this for their tubes, putting them on spinner baits, putting them on buzz baits without a skirt, with a skirt as a small trailer. You could definitely do that, but I've taken the chatterbait skirt off on this and just straight up like this. But if you wanted to rig it on a skirt, on a buzz bait, you will have to do some changing around on the bait itself, because the hook is going to protrude out a lot sooner in the body right here, but it's going to give you a longer profile. You may get some short strikes on that, so taking the skirt off is real beneficial to make sure you don't get those short strikes on there. But spinnerbait, buzzbait, I don't know if I'd use it for jig or not, but I'm definitely going to try it fishing it this way this year for sure, and see how it reacts. But here's some of the colors that we're going to be offering. Not all of them. Some of them made the cut, some of them didn't, like Morning Dawn did not make the cut. Silver Shad didn't make the cut. Campfire didn't make the cut. but there's a lot of them in here that did. G-Rock's Party Bus, which is just a darker perch, made the cut. Baby Bass made the cut. Um, Hot Cinnamon Spice. You've got Green Pumpkin Purple. Let's see here. What else is in here? You've got a Green Pumpkin Blue. So, you have TC Bruiser, which is a laminate. And then Watermelon Copper. Those are some of the colors that are going to be on the website this coming Friday, so definitely look for that. But here we go. How in the world do you rig this owner tube hook? Well, they give you excellent directions on how to do that, and I'll just kind of zoom in here a little bit, or I'll just take it to you on the camera. But one, you're threading the hook from the bottom and then out the top of the head, and so you're out the top of the head, you come through and then back around through the body, and then your line tie, you tie on, and then you pull your line inside the tube head. So we're just going to go through this real quick. This is a 1/8 ounce with a 3/0 hook. The 3/0 hook is going to go through this body, so you're just going to have to bear with me on that one. So there's the hook right there. Now, the way they're showing us, if we follow the directions right, is, I get some of these tails out of the way. You're going to run up through the body of the tube all the way. Well, not all the way. You want to come out kind of on the meat side of the tube. My hands are probably in the way here, but you can see the hook coming out. And you're basically going to take this all the way through, and your weight will disappear inside the tube body, just like this. Come all the way up. Now, from here, here's the tricky part. Everything is going to be inside the tube right now, but you want to take and push your head through right there. All right. Tie on your line right now. So you tie your favorite knot right there. And then when you're done, you want to scoot that back in the tube body. So you're going to scoot that back in to where your offset is out here, and then take and just regular kind of Texas rig skin hook the tube just like that. So now your weight is internal, your line's internal to your tube, and you've got a weedless setup. Pretty easy. It'll take you a couple times to get the feel of how to rig it, but it's not that big of a deal. But that's the Phantom tube hook from Owner that we do offer, so you want to check those out also. Now, if you want to go the easy route, like I said, a 4 or 5/0 offset tube hook or all-purpose hook would work well on this. This is a heavy wire hook. Since I've got them out here, might as well just go ahead and show you real quick. But this is pretty simple. In through. Now I like to stay into the meat of the tube, so I'll come out just right there in the meat, and then it's just rigged up. My head will disappear in the body, and then I'll just take this and basically just skin hook it on the back here. Now 5/0's a little bit too big, so a 3 or 4/0's going to work better. I've just shown you for size reference, but that's another way you can rig our Sentinel tube. What else? what else? Oh, I'll show you real quick. Let me just grab it over here. Should have had it ready to go, but I didn't. All right. Everybody knows what this is, don't you? Earplug. So what you can take with the earplug and do to give your tube more buoyancy and allowing your tube to float a little more is take it, kind of roll it up, and then just stick it in the end of your tube here, all the way up. Now what's going to happen is this foam head in the earplug is going to expand just like it would in your ear, but it's going to give the tube more flotation. You can kind of see it in there. Have your hook already in there if you want to, then shove your earplug in, but this is going to make your tube hang up in the water. So if you ever wanted to do a Carolina rig, and I know this is not a Carolina rig, but you could take your Carolina rig, have that weight up here, and have that earplug put into the top of your tube here, and that thing's going to kind of hang off the bottom of the water column a little bit, or the bottom of the lake, or wherever you're fishing, over a shell bed or anything like that. As this hops across, it just adds a little bit more flotation. You can see it filling out the cavity in there. So that's another hint that you can use. It also gives a little bit more meat to the head up here, so a little stiffer than it normally is. And kind of, it just gives it more body, if you want to say. But now, I know what y'all want to see. Y'all want to see these things in the tank. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop inside here real quick, and I'll show them to you in the tank. All right, we're here to tank, and what I'm going to show you first is just the regular 1/4 ounce jig head, like everybody rigs a tube. Sorry about my tank being a little dirty, but there it is right there. All right, that's on the jig head. Now you'll see the Texas rig tube. All right, we'll be right back, and I'll show you what that foam head will actually do for you. All right, guys, we're back. What you're going to see here is just a drop shot weight. I'm mimicking a Carolina rig here, so just know you're seeing a drop shot weight clipped onto a line. But if you wanted to do this with a regular Carolina rig, this is going to give you some help on those rocky bottoms, keeping your bait up a little bit. So watch this. See how that earplug gives that bait buoyancy? Look at that. Just keeps it right off the bottom. So, give you a new way to fish a tube. So, I hope y'all enjoyed those little tank tests right there. And let's go back out in the shop. All right, what'd you think? Good, bad, don't care? But that's our Sentinel tube. They will start being available this coming Friday. Been making them for quite some time now, so trying to get some stock built up on them. But it's just been a quick review of our Sentinel tube right here. Just all kinds of good stuff. All these extra colors here are mine I get to fish with. But we also have the owner hooks for them that will be on the website. How'd you like the earplug stuffed in one to give it a little bit more buoyancy? Maybe, maybe not. I think it's a pretty cool trick, especially if you take it and put it 6-8 inches, maybe a foot Carolina rig from the front of it. Have that Carolina rig bouncing about a foot and that thing about a foot off the bottom. I think you're gonna pick up some fish this year with that little added bonus there. And I want to thank G-Rock for mentioning that to me about putting the earplug in the tube to give it some more buoyancy. That really worked really well. Thanks, G-Rock, I appreciate that. But if y'all got any questions, comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. We'd really appreciate your support. But stay tuned over on Instagram because we're going to be doing a big giveaway. It's looking like it's going to happen, and if it does, it's a sizable giveaway that you probably want to try to get into. But y'all be good, and this is Larry Johnson from J Bros Lures. We design our lures with more action to attract more fish. Y'all be good, and we will talk to y'all later.